Your job is one of the most sacred in all of Egypt, and also one of the most unpleasant. You are the reason the dead live forever. Without your hands, without the 70 days of careful, foul, meticulous work you are about to do, the person on this table has no eternity at all. You are a priest and a craftsman, a holy man and a handler of decay, and both things are true in the same breath. You will pull, cut, dry, and wrap, and by doing so, you will turn a corpse into a body fit for the gods. It is holy work. It is also, by any honest measure, deeply gross. Let me show you your day. Before the work, understand the belief that makes it necessary, because in Egypt, this is not superstition. It is the most important thing in existence. You believe that a person survives death, that the soul lives on, but only if it has a home to return to, and that home is the body. If the body rots away to nothing, the soul is lost, homeless, and eternity is forfeited. So preserving the body is not sentiment, and it is not hygiene. It is salvation itself. Your work is the bridge between a person's short life and their endless afterlife. Get it right, and you have given someone eternity. Get it wrong, and you have let their soul dissolve into nothing. No priest performs a more essential service than you. You are, quite literally, in the business of making people immortal, one body at a time. You work in a special place, set apart, often near the desert and the tombs, away from where people live. There is a practical reason for this distance, and you know it well. The work smells. Death, even managed death, produces an odor no one wants near their home. So your workshops sit at the edge of things, in the dry air, close to the necropolis where your finished work will rest forever. And it is organized like a workshop, because it is one. Different workers handle different stages. Those who do the cutting, those who manage the drying, those who wrap, and priests who oversee the sacred rituals woven through all of it. You are part of a skilled team, running a process refined over many centuries. A process that turns fresh death into eternal life, with practiced, methodical efficiency. There is nothing chaotic here. It is a craft, and you are a master of it. A body arrives, and with it, usually, a grieving family, who have paid for your services. And here is the first thing that shapes your work. There are different levels of treatment, at different prices. A wealthy family can pay for the full, elaborate, decades-perfected process. A poorer family gets a simpler, cheaper version. Even in death, even in the reach for eternity, wealth decides how good your chances are. You offer eternity on a sliding scale. The body is laid out on a special table, and the 70-day process begins. 70 days. This is not quick work. It is a long, patient transformation, and every stage matters, because a shortcut anywhere is a hole through which eternity might leak away. You begin, as you always do, with purification, washing the body, treating it as the sacred vessel it is about to become. Then comes the part that outsiders find hardest to hear. You remove the brain, and you do it in a way that will astonish and slightly horrify everyone who learns of it thousands of years from now. Using a long, thin, hooked instrument, you reach up through the nose, and you break up and draw out the brain that way, leaving the face and skull intact. And then, most shocking of all, to future minds, you throw the brain away. You discard it. Because in your understanding of the body, the brain is not important. It is not where thought or feeling or the self resides. You believe the true center of a person, the seat of the mind, the emotions, the very soul, is the heart. So the brain is just soft matter, to be removed and forgotten, while the heart is treated as the most precious thing in the body. You are not being careless. You are following a map of the human being that puts the heart at its center. And by that map, the brain is simply in the way. Next, the organs. You make a careful incision and remove the major organs from the body, because they are wet, and wet things rot. And rot is the enemy of eternity. The lungs, the liver, the stomach, the intestines, each is taken out, treated, dried, and preserved separately. These preserved organs are placed into 4 special jars, each one guarded by a protective deity, each one keeping its portion of the body safe for the afterlife. Nothing is wasted, nothing is treated as garbage, except the brain. But one organ you leave exactly where it is, the heart. It stays inside the body, because the person will need it, and here is why. In the afterlife, you believe, the heart itself will be judged, weighed against the feather of truth, to decide whether its owner was good, A person cannot face that judgment without their heart. So you guard it above everything, the one organ that must never be removed. You are in the business of making people last forever. Subscribe and last a little longer yourself, at least in someone's feed. There is a curious ritual attached to the man who makes the cut, and it reveals how carefully your society balances the sacred and the forbidden. Opening the body, cutting into it, is necessary, but it is also, in a sense, a violation of a sacred vessel. So the man who performs the incision occupies an uneasy role. In some accounts, once he has made the cut, the others ritually chase him away, throwing stones and curses, as though driving out the guilt of the act. It is theater, but meaningful theater. The community needs the body opened, and it also needs to symbolically reject the transgression of opening it. So it heaps the blame onto one man, briefly, ritually, and then carries on. If you are the cutter, you understand your strange place. You do a necessary thing that everyone needs, and no one wants to be responsible for, and you bear a flash of ritual blame, so that the sacred process can proceed with clean hands. Sound familiar? Many societies find a way to make one person carry what everyone needs done. Now comes the longest and most important stage, and it is where the real preservation happens. You cover and pack the body, inside and out, with a special natural salt, and then you wait. For many weeks, this salt draws every trace of moisture out of the body, because moisture is what allows decay, and a body dried completely will not rot. This is the patient heart of the whole 70 days. The body sits, packed in salt, slowly transforming from soft, perishable flesh into something dry, preserved, and lasting. It is not glamorous. There is no ritual to perform during most of it. It is mostly waiting and monitoring, and trusting a process that generations of embalmers before you refined by trial and error into something that genuinely works. When the drying is done, what remains is no longer a fresh corpse. It is the durable foundation of an eternal body. And now, you can begin to make it beautiful. The final stage is the one everyone pictures, the wrapping. You take yards and yards of fine linen and wind the body carefully, layer upon layer, in a process that can take many days and is itself deeply sacred. This is not just packaging. Each layer is applied with prayers and ritual. And tucked between the wrappings, you place amulets and sacred charms, each one meant to protect a specific part of the body, each one aiding the person's journey and safety in the afterlife. You anoint the body with precious oils and resins, both to preserve it further and to sanctify it. And over the face, for those who can afford it, goes a mask, sometimes gleaming and golden, an idealized, eternal face for the soul to recognize as its home. When you are finished, the person on your table has been transformed, from a body that would have rotted to nothing, into a preserved, protected, sanctified vessel, ready to house a soul forever. 70 days of your work, complete. The finished body is returned to the family for burial. And now, the other great rituals take over. The procession to the tomb, the ceremonies that reawaken the body's senses for the afterlife, the sealing away with everything the person will need in eternity. Your part is done, but it was the essential part. Everything that follows depends on the preservation you achieved. You watch them carry away your work, and there is a quiet pride in it, because you know what you have given. Not a service, an eternity. That family will grieve, but they will also be at peace, because their loved one's body will endure, and so their soul has a home. Then you turn back to the workshop, because the dead do not stop arriving, and there is always another body, another family, another eternity, waiting for your hands. You live closer to death than almost anyone, and yet, you may fear it less than most, because you understand it differently. Death, to you, is not an ending to be dreaded. It is a passage, and you are the one who makes that passage safe. You have seen, hundreds of times, the transformation from corpse to eternal vessel, and it has taught you that the body's decay is not the end of the person. It is just a problem to be solved, and you know exactly how to solve it. Out there, in the tombs, lie many people your hands prepared, resting in the eternity you gave them. You are surrounded by your own life's work, a quiet city of the preserved dead, each one a soul with a home, because of you. Few people get to see the results of their labor endure so completely. Yours will last, undisturbed, longer than you can imagine. It is a strange comfort, but it is a real one. and it lets you sleep easily, beside a lifetime of death. Here is the thing you cannot know as you work. It works. The bodies you prepare will last, not for a generation, not for a century, but for thousands upon thousands of years. So well that people in a distant future will unwrap your work and find faces, skin, hands, the shape of a life, preserved across an almost unthinkable stretch of time. Your craft will outlast your entire civilization, and those future people will marvel at the strangeness of it. The brain, pulled through the nose and thrown away. The heart, guarded above all else. The 70 patient days, the salt, the linen, the amulets, the masks. They will see it as bizarre and morbid, and they will miss the point, which is that every single step was an act of love and faith, aimed at the most hopeful goal a person can have, to defeat death itself and give someone forever. You were not a ghoul working in a house of death. You were a craftsman of eternity, doing something gross and holy and astonishing, giving ordinary people the one thing everyone in history has wanted and almost no one has gotten: to last. And thanks to your hands, some of them still do. That is where we leave you. If you survived the video, you are already doing better than the person you just played. So do the small thing. Like it, subscribe, and I will drop you into another life next time. Same voice, same stick figures, someone else's very bad day.